Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania together with Rev Yutaka Yamada. Today is Saturday, the 19th of July 2025, or the 25th of June in the 13th year of Chongalguk. Thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Chanji, Champuninge, Kambai, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
가전맨세 질 전국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 활동과 연결된 의하는 생활을 통하여 심존 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 7. Our family, the owner of Chongalguk, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect the world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. Thank you, and please join me as I offer Mother's Prayer again. Heavenly Parent, how many long years have passed as you worked hard and took a sorrowful course to find your sons and daughters. We know of the history that has pained heaven many times because of humankind's ignorance. Heavenly Parent, nevertheless, you never gave up on us. Thus you were able to find the victorious true parents for whom you had wished for so long. When all the people of the world are reborn through the true parents and can be called my son, my daughter, there will be such happiness and delight on that day. Heavenly Parent, the true parents, true mother, the only begotten daughter of God, has come here today. Christianity did not know your deep will or Jesus' essence, and they left a sorrowful history here in Africa and on Gory Island. Where did Jesus' words of love your neighbour as yourself go? How could they treat people in this way because of differences in skin colour? Please remember the people of Africa who have endured and waited for more than 500 sorrowful years. Beloved Heavenly Parent, today, in the name of true parents, I liberate the sorrowful spirits of Gory Island, and through a spiritual workshop conducted by Heavenly Parent, they can be resurrected as good spirits and return to earth and be with their descendants so that Africa can become an Africa that can realize the dream of one human family centered on Heavenly Parent and become the light and lamp of the world. Let us cooperate enthusiastically to achieve a world of no more conflict, suffering, or war, one world of complete harmony and unification centered on Heavenly Parent. I liberate and proclaim this in the name of true parents. Adieu. Let us give a warm welcome to Rev Yutaka as he shares this morning.
Good morning, our brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining today's morning Hundoke. Today is a beautiful day. Let's begin the morning Hundoke together with sincere devotion and heart to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. So almost ending time of the 40 days and to passing the 1,600 days. So how was last 40 days? Let's reflect well and also prepare for the next providence. So those time is important, especially now we are having the special witnessing time period. We will witness new people, but in the same time, we will visit blessed families, second generation, third generation, and to create the ideal community, and also return happiness to our heavenly parents and true parents. So it's the best. Lebanon and myself arrived to Vanuatu last night, and we will meet members, brothers and sisters, and organize the service, and we will go back Monday. So I hope we will also deliver the mother's message well, and also bring the development of providence in this place. Please pray and also support. And I hope internet connection is okay. So I hope this connection will be continued until the end. And last night we had the Chonshimon prayer. Thank you for your support. So I will show the photo. Before that, this activity, PCLC, next Tuesday, this is coming soon. So let's invite well. And the youth assembly, 27 July. So this is the Sydney side. Thank you, our Sydney brothers and sisters. It was also good. Yes. So great. Chonshimon prayer. And New Zealand side, thank you, New Zealand brothers and sisters to join. And Marshall Island, thank you, our Marshall Island. And Palau, thank you. And Samoa, and this Solomon Island. Now, there is 21 days workshop in Solomon Island. And also you could see the new member also attended the church on prayer together. So they determined and to join the 21 days workshop. They are also precious new young people. So let's support well. So continuously offering Johnson and investment is important. Let's do our best. So as you see yesterday's message during the Chonshimon prayer, there are many challenging or difficulty in Korea now. And yesterday, the Chonshimon, the workshop participant offer the 12 hours special prayer and chanson in front of Cheonwon also. So even there are many kind of circumstances, surely all things will be opened and heaven will guide and protect well. So let's pray for our true mother, and let's pray for our heavenly parent and true parents. So thank you for joining today's morning K, and it's the best. Okay, so thank you. So today also we will continue to study the epic history of the chosen Han people of Korea. So let's study it together. Now we are reading the chapter 7, National Foundation for the Birth of the Only Begotten Daughter. So Mrs. Kathy, please.
Confucianism and social order. Adopted as a guiding philosophy during the Joseon period, Confucianism played a crucial role in maintaining morality and order in society. Jongdo-jom, in 1342 to 1389, known as an architect of the Joseon dynasty, made Confucian ideals the foundation for a new nation. Subsequently, the scholars of Joseon strove for personal cultivation and for the creation of an ethical society grounded in a family-centered ideal.
Yes, thank you. So in each dynasty, those scholars also helped to create the foundation to welcome only begotten daughter and also to prepare the foundation. So we can see Confucianism emphasizing moral cultivation and social order. Confucianism was adopted as the state ideology during the Joseon era and played an important role in national order, established the foundation for a new state based on Confucian principle. So this is one of the person, architect of the Joseon dynasty, Chung Do-jong. The layout, design, and construction of Gyeongbokgung Palace was based on Confucian principle. So when you go to Korea, there is the Gyeongbokgun, the main palace. So last time also I mentioned that Gyeongbokgun, this palace is located at the center of the Seoul city. And in front of this Gyeongbokgun Palace, there is the statue of General Lee Sun-shin. So maybe many people already visited this place in the Gyeongbokgun. So we can see this architect was based on the Confucian principle. So during that time period, this Confucianism influence were there. Okay, let's continue, please.
One of Joseon's most notable Neo-Confucian scholars, Toigi Yi Huan, 1502 to 1571, further developed a Confucian teaching of Zhu Ying, 1130 to 1200, a Chinese scholar who introduced the idea that Li principle precedes and guides Qi, vital and material energy. Yi Huan's long-running 4-7 debate with other Neo-Confucian scholars deepened Confucian thought on human nature, culminating in the 10 diagrams on sage learning in 1568, which established the Joseon Neo-Confucian thought system based on Zhuji's theories. Yi Huan also established Confucian academies for the education of gifted scholars. He set an example of living in attendance to the Heavenly Parent, cultivating strong moral practices through the concept of Gyeong, respect, that focused on the one heart bestowed by heaven and ways to pursue the unity of mind and body.
Yes, thank you. One of the important teaching of Confucianism is to attend heaven, attend heavenly parent. And also we can see the one heart, encourage to one heart, to have a one heart, the unity of mind and body. So those Confucianism and those scholar was showing those model and also those things. So we can see Yi Fang, Togyo, known as Chuchi, Chuhui of the East Korea. So strengthened the foundation of Neo-Confucianism by developing Ichi dualism and the theory of Li generates and Qi follows. Looks like this is in Chinese. So systematize his unique Neo-Confucian philosophy in the 10 diagrams of sage learning. 성학십도, this is Chinese character, and emphasized a life of attending Heavenly Parent through the concept of reverence. So you can see Confucianism is especially teaching and emphasizing the moral and also the lifestyle, and to attend heaven and also the love people. So those moral or those teaching are already together with the Korean people. Okay, please.
Working from a more concrete and practical perspective, Yolgok Yi, is at 1536 to 1584, developed a version of Neo-Confucianism centered more on Qi, with the theories that Li and Qi are inseparable, and Qi generates the Li follows. He wrote Gyeongmyeong, Yogyo, The Secret of Expelling Ignorance, and taught many students the basic ideals of Confucianism and methods of moral cultivation. Neo-Confucianism thus led to a religious culture under which people sought the path to personal perfection. Furthermore, Confucianism strengthened the social order by expanding the family-based concept of filial piety, hyo, to society and the state.
Thank you. So we can say this is also one kind of the life of faith. So practical perspective. So they are preparing and they taught the people those practical perspective and the practical things. So Confucianism strengthened the social order by expanding the family-based concept of filial piety, hyo, to society and the state. So let's see the slide. Confucian, a scholar of Joseon, Yi Ye, developed a Qi-centered Neo-Confucianism thought, Li Qi monism, and the theory of Qi generated and Li followers. Created Kyeonmong Yoel to eliminate the core of Confucianism and moral cultivation, forming the concept of individual perfection, and sought to expand the concept of filial piety, hyo, from the family, unite to the social, societal, and national level. So there is a speciality. When we study about the religion or main point of the religion, usually we can say two kinds of the religion. One group is to attend heaven or heavenly parent or attend the one God. But another side is more emphasize to development of the human individual itself, mind and body unity, and to have a own life or overcoming by yourself. So Confucianism is supporting to have the individual perfection side, to unite mind and body and to create the individual perfection. So when we study about the divine principle, we could see this both side, and those Confucianism is helping this kind of the element of development of our humanity. This.
The influence of Shilhak scholars. In the late Joseon period, Shilhak practical learning scholars emerged who developed the Han people's concept of loving the people. Raemin Jongshin from a more practical perspective. These scholars loved the common people and strove to improve their lives. Pioneers of Shilhak, such as Yu Hyun Won, 1622 to 1673, and E. 1681 to 1763, proposed various policies for reforming society. Notably, the late Joseon period Shilhak master Jeong Yak-yong, 1762 to 1836, embraced Western learning. Sohak, a term that included Catholicism. He sought to restore the Lord of Heaven, the personal god Sangji, as the moral authority. Based on his various academic achievements, Jeong led the Neo-Confucian reform movement of the late Joseon period, seeking to improve the lives of his fellow citizens. He wrote Mokmin Shimso, Admonitions on Governing the People, which was consulted by many leaders of the Joseon period.
Yes, thank you. So this Shilhak is kind of the learning or study or teaching side. So this is kind of the learning more than religion. So we could see Shilhak was also the developed, and this was suggesting also the way of life to the people of the also the life or development of the society. So there are many kinds of scholar, Shilhak scholar. Shil is the practical, and hak is kind of the learning or study. So this topic is the influence of Shilhak scholars. So let's see the slide. Practical scholars who developed the spirit of loving the people. So Chong Yagyong is the really famous, the scholar of Shilhak, master of practical learning, Shilhak scholar in the late Joseon period. So last time also I visited this, the Chong Yagyon, the Shilhak scholars, the old museum together with our President Hori, around 30 minutes from Cheonpyeong. So this place, there are many kind of the history there and the explanation. So this is Shilhak, Chong Yagyong gave also the big influence to the development of the society and even the nation itself. Let Confucian reform thought while embracing Western learning and Christianity, sought to restore the Lord of Heaven, the personal Shandi as a personal and moral authority. Lord Mokmin Shimo to improve the lives of the common people. So when we study about Shilhak, we could understand more detail, but especially as it explained, this helped to improve the lives of the common people. So how to live and also how to use the several material, those really the practical method and also the way of life was taught by Shilhak, or developed by Shilhak. So we can see there was those famous scholar. Okay, please continue.
In fact, this idea of loving the people was not only passed down in the founding ideology of Hyung-ik Ingan, devotion to the welfare of all humankind, and in the teachings of religious scholars and philosophers, it can also be seen in the lives of various forefathers throughout the history of the Han people. One of these was Moon Ik-jom, 1329 to 1398, who smuggled in cotton seeds from China, thus making comfortable cotton clothing more readily available to the people of the Goryeo period. Another was Jo Han-jun, who used all his family fortune to build a bridge over the Dalle River for Chinese envoys to cross as they traveled to the capital.
Thank you. In the history of Korea, there were many persons who sacrificed themselves for the people, citizen, or nation. So we could see those persons' sacrificial offering or investment. And there is the person's name, Cho Han-jun. So do you remember this name? This person is the ancestor of our true mother. And you know about the story of Talle River. So I think this story is in the true mother's Myanmar also. So there is those spirit and several persons offer themselves to the people, for the people, and for the nation. So these things, Moon Ik-jom introduced cotton seeds from Yuan dynasty and improved people's clothing. And also another person, the ancestor Cho Han-jun, built the Talle River Bridge. So true mother's ancestor, Cho Han-jun, who built the Talle River Bridge. So I don't need to explain those story, but you could see this Cho Han-jun offered his property or all money to build this bridge, but just keep little bit money to buy the shoes for attending heavenly parent. That's why God appeared in front of Cho Han-jun and appreciate Cho Han-jun, and in the same time, God promised Cho Han-jun to send the princess of heaven to his descendants. So there was also history. So we can also recognize the great ancestor, Chohanjun. Okay, please.
Integrating Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. Embracing Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism, the Han people have striven to maintain their original pure traditions as well, while pursuing and developing harmonious interaction among themselves. They established a lifestyle and culture of religious harmony. When Buddhism was introduced during the Three Kingdoms period, it was accepted along with Confucianism and Taoism, and influenced the spirituality of the Han people, who sought freedom of mind through ascetic practices. Buddhism contributed to the harmonious philosophical foundation, together with Confucianism, which sought to realize ethical ideals in society, and Taoism, which pursued life in harmony with the principles of the natural world.
Yes, thank you. So we can see these are the history of internal development or spiritual development of Korean Han people. How many religions gave the influence to the nature of the Korean Han people, and those are not standing independently, but standing together with integration. So we can see those flow of the development of the internal matter or spirit of Korean Han people. Please.
In the Koryo period, 918 to 1392, Buddhism established itself as the state religion. But Confucianism and Taoism also coexisted and influenced everyday values and culture. In the Joseon period, 1392 to 1910, although Confucianism was adopted as the state ideology, the influence of Buddhism and Taoism still remained. Even though there were periods of political conflict, the religious culture of the Han people developed the tradition of harmoniously integrating other religious values centered on heaven, rather than excluding or conflicting with them, even when a particular religion became the state ideology.
Yes. So different religion or different group was developed in each era and created the culture. So it says that even though there were periods of political conflict, the religious culture of the Han people developed the tradition of harmoniously integrating other religious values centered on heaven rather than excluding or conflicting with them, even when a particular religion became the state ideology. So we can say this is the special point. In some another country, if some religion was accepted as the national or state religion, or some religion take over the culture or nation itself, another religion is not easy to stay as it is like before. But in Korea case, even several religions came into the same place or same era, but they developed together. So we can see integration and development of Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. So Buddhism seeks freedom for the mind through the practice of enlightenment. Taoism seeks life in harmony with nature's way, Tao. And the Confucianism seeks social realization of ethical ideals. So the ancestors of Korea embraced Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism together, pursuing a harmonious life. They took the positive aspects of each religion and developed them harmoniously creating a unique Korean religious culture. So we can see those development was happened. Okay, please.
Donghak and new religions. Donghak, Eastern learning, emerged when the identity and tradition of the Han people were influenced by Christianity after its introduction from the West in the late Joseon period. Cho Ju-yu in 1824 to 1864 embarked on an extensive spiritual search with the objective of saving the world and its people. GC and Guman, through an integrated philosophy of Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. At the conclusion of his quest, he received a revelation from heaven about the great infinite path, Mu Mok Daedo. In 1860, he began formulating a new Korean religion to counteract the recent popularity of Western learning, Sohak, and called it Donghak.
Yes,
Or named it
thank you.
Donghak.
Yes, so you can see Donghak and Sohak. Donghak, Dong is east and Hak is learning. So Donghak is eastern learning, and the Sohak, So is west and Hak is learning. That's why Sohak is western learning. So there was eastern learning and western learning, Donghak and Sohak. So it is also explaining about those learning or study. So through the realization of many things, development of the philosophy, and because of their thought, a new religion or a new study, a new learning were developed. Please.
Ko Jae-yu's Donghak philosophy was centered around the concept of Shi Chong-ju, serving the Lord of Heaven, and heaven's heart is the same as the human heart. My heart is the same as your heart, and taught that people should serve heaven, Hanonim, in their hearts, and should serve all people and all things in the universe with the same heart as they serve heaven.
Yes. Heaven's heart is the same as the human heart. My heart is the same as your heart. So it's important word. And also it talking about the Shichonju. So I will explain these things. Shichonju. Please see. Donghak thought, Eastern learning. Chonje-yu. So this is explanation. Developed the thought of serving the Lord of Heaven. Shichonju is one of the emphasized point. She is attend. Chon is heaven and Ju is honor or Lord. That's why Shichonju meaning is serving or attending the Lord of Heaven. So the heart of heaven is the heart of people. My heart is your heart. 천심직 인심, 천심측 인심, 오심직 요심. So this is a Chinese character. It is explained that founded Donghak based on the teachings of Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism, emphasized human dignity and equality through serving the Lord of Heaven, and a person is God. So to lead a social transformation while emphasizing national unity and spirituality. So each religion are developed, but those religions are integrated together, and new culture, new learning, or even new religion were established based on those religions. So you can see there is some speciality in the history. Please.
After inheriting the teachings of Cho Ju-yu and Donghak's second leader, Cho Shi-hyun, in 1827 to 1898, Son Byung-hui, 1861 to 1922, renamed Donghak as Chondog-yo, Religion of the Heavenly Way. He adopted the principle of people are heaven, Jinne Chon, as its central tenet, holding the human beings as God. Thus, no person should be subject to contempt or discrimination. The principle of people are heaven highlights the dignity of human beings who have been blessed with the heart of heaven. It expresses the ideal of heaven on earth, that is, by establishing a new world where all people can live with proper human dignity, where all are considered equal and are endowed with human rights.
Yes. So we could see those culture or those learning were also inherited to the next generation through the people. So it says that the principle of people are heaven highlights the dignity of human beings who have been blessed with the heart of heaven. It expresses the idea of heaven on earth, that is, of establishing a new world where all people can live with proper human dignity, where all are considered equal and are endowed with human rights. So exactly those attitude or thought is the things which we should have clearly and we should fulfill. So we can say it is the ideal things, and it was also thought through this Donghak. Please.
Many other new religions emerged during the Choson period, including Daejong-gyo in 1909. Just a moment. Sorry, founded by Na Chol in 1863 and 1916. Jangsan-yo in 1902 by Chan Il-sun, 1871 to 1909, and Won Buddhism in 1916 by So Tae-san Park John Bin, 1891 to 1943. These religions endeavored to preserve the national identity and traditions of the Han people, with the viewpoint that they should play a central role in the religious movement to realize a new world of true values by emphasizing the unity and spirituality of their people.
Thank you. So those are the name of new religion. So that much many spiritual or internal contents were developed. So there are many persons' name. It's not easy to understand or read, but you can see there were those history. So the flourishing national religions centered on Donghak. So many ethnic religions emerged, including Taejong-gyo, Jongsang-gyo, and Won Buddhism, Wonbul-gyo actually. They preserved Korean identity and traditions, playing a central role in religious movements. They emphasized national unity and spirituality. So you can see Taejong-gyo, Jongsang-gyo, and Wonbul-gyo, Won Buddhism. So those things are developed. So I think few slides better to finish this chapter. Please read.
An Ode to Korea's Revival. Rabindranath Tagore, in 1861 to 1941, an Indian poet and Nobel laureate in literature, wrote a poem in 1929 prophesying that Korea, a nation that had attended the Heavenly Parent, would return to its former glory, foreshadowing that its deep religiosity and cultural traditions would bring light into the world. His poem, The Lamp of the East, gave hope for independence and a vision for the future to the Korean people, who were losing heart during the Japanese colonial period. It foresaw the day when the Korean people would become a light for Asia and the center of world peace with the advent of the only begotten daughter.
Yes, so this person is from India. So Mada also emphasized several times this person's name, the Tagore, right? So this person offered a special poem to the Korean people, Korean Peninsula, The Lamp of the East. In the golden age of Asia, Korea was one of its lamp bearers, and that lamp is waiting to be lit once again for the illumination of the East. So this is the Tagore, Indian poet and philosopher. So please read. Okay, I will read. So lamp of the East. This is also the same contents, right? So Tagore, and this is the newspaper, I think, and talking about this Tagore things. So we can see. Okay, please.
The Han people have fostered an environment in which various religions and ideologies coexist, nurturing the values of interdependence, Gyeongsang, and mutual prosperity, Gonghyun, to an unprecedented level of maturity. This has prepared them to receive salvation as families and as a society based on their altruistic values, God-centered traditions, and culture of interreligious harmony. In this way, the Heavenly Parent has made preparations for global religious harmony and unity, centered on the true parents whom heaven has sent.
Yes, thank you. So this is the final slide of this chapter. So likewise, the development of Korean Han people were brought by several or many kind of religion and thought and learning. And because of those things, the spiritual or internal development was happened. And finally, the nature of Korean Han people were prepared. And it explained that kind of the matured. So through this history, we could understand the preparation of heaven and also guidance of our heavenly parent toward Korean Han people. So today we study about this chapter and how each religion or each learning are coming together, integrated, and created the new culture, new movement, and new religion. And when we see those things, there are also the common essence. The common essence is to attend heaven and to create the moral value throughout their lifestyle in each day or each place. So we could see those things gave the big influence to the Korean people. So we can also learn and also realize those things. So there are many kind of historical things. It's not easy to understand the connect well, but also study more and also connect the heart of our Heavenly Parent and the Heavenly Parent investment. So thank you for joining today's morning fundoke once again. Have a great time. 감사합니다.
So, thank you very much, Rev Yutaka, for sharing with us. And yeah, this part, it's sort of, I saw how God is really preparing for the birth of our true mother, the only begotten daughter. And really, this was a real application of bringing unity, both for the physical and spiritual, the mind and body. How there was the Confucian social order that brought the creation of an ordered national and ethical society, and it highlighted those 10 diagrams of sage learning, which talked about reverence and respect, attend heaven, attend heavenly parent, having one heart. So there's this very much spiritual guidance of how to be, in essence, children of heaven. And then you have, and which is sort of like the mind side, which is the spiritual essence of the practice of love. And then there's the practical learning, loving the people, improve the lives of the common people, so that they can have a personal heaven, a personal savior, the Lord of heaven, a personal and moral authority, and so that there's a real love for each other, love for how to look after the earth that they live together in. So really, this reading really showed how there was a balance in society, and it's maintained, and it led to national pride, and also respect for elders, the filial piety, the Shojon lifestyle, and it seemed more success. While in the West we know that these two aspects ended up dividing further into democracy and communism, trying to solve the practical things, and religion based on Christianity, and trying to connect the spiritual aspect. But it seems like the West had more failures in their establishment, with wars coming and going, while the Korean people never were only protecting their existence as chosen people. So just looking at this aspect of, and it seemed that to me the Korean life and journey was more um, righteous than the Western side. So sort of find this very interesting this morning. So yeah, thank you. And if there's anyone else with any thoughts, please, yeah, uh, please share. Mm. Yeah, it's, I think everyone had a still, yeah. Mr. Rai, you wanted to share something?
Yeah. Uh, I think I attended yesterday for prayer, and so that many people pray about some kind of problem, and but I don't know what kind of problem happening in Korea, and in case of we can pray for that. If you can say, just outline.
Yeah, I heard that the police came and entered the palace and entered the Chongwon-gun, and did an investigation, taking things like papers and documents, and computers and things. So it was a bit of a shock, and people very concerned about mother's safety. And there was like uh, uh, confusion on how to what to do with the police coming in and carrying out this investigation. So it's become a big concern. That's what I heard. Is that what you heard, Rev Yutaka, about that?
Yeah, that is true. Because of the formal president matter or president wife's matter, this current government is really investigating, especially many religious groups. So our family faith and also the Catholic and also the biggest Christian church and also the new religion. So they are really targeting one by one the group who are really supporting more conservative group or to supporting for all the things. So yesterday there was also investigation to the champion headquarters side. That's why we are really worried and really pray for our true mother. So those things is coming on. So strongly yesterday, all member also offered a special prayer for 12 hours from 7 a.m. until evening time. So that's why this was happened yesterday. So we are offering the special chanson and prayer.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, and it is time for us to offer a prayer, so we can keep that in our prayers as we offer our unison prayers. So I'll just bring up the screen. And so let's pray together. Thank you. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Rev Yutaka, for sharing, and I hope everyone has a great day and see you all again tomorrow and a good rest. Thank you.
everyone. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.